Think about being in a room with 60 other individuals and being able to sense the majority of their moods. They clash with one another, contradict one another, and perplex the individual experiencing them. There will be several of those 60 people who experience intense emotions, stress, despair, anxiety, etc., which an INFJ may mistake for their own because they are not only picking up on it, but also experiencing it as their own. In a social context, that is a recipe for anxiety. INFJs believe they can always improve. They believe their efforts are insufficient. They may interpret this to mean that other people don't believe they're good enough. INFJs also feel misunderstood and as though no one gets them. The paranoia that comes from believing that others despise them or misinterpret their actions will make an INFJ who has poor self-esteem anxious. They occasionally dread social situations simply because of the drain they anticipate experiencing. Time is the most valuable thing in the world to them, so they sometimes get a little stressed when they don't want to waste it recharging after social excursions. There are never enough hours in the day, and they might be doing something more worthwhile with that time. INFJs can experience social anxiety from time to time, which causes them to seclude themselves. They struggle without adequate alone time, but social anxiety makes it difficult for them to interact with others. INFJs without social anxiety may require time alone, but they also require time to enjoy the ability to connect with others. With social anxiety, the INFJ will second-guess themselves and have difficulty opening up to new experiences. It's a difficult thing for the INFJ to deal with, and it often takes the right people approaching them to be ready to form the connections they want. Regardless of personality type, everyone experiences anxiety, and dealing with an anxiety illness isn't specific to any one personality type either. However, a significant percentage of INFJs have admitted to experiencing some degree of anxiety. An INFJ who has anxiety will observe that their personality and anxiety interact in unusual ways. Whether or not people with the same personality type experience anxiety in the same ways, it has been observed that there are several ways anxiety is more likely to manifest for INFJs. Here are a few observations regarding anxiety that are supposed to relate to how INFJs view the world. Even while some INFJs may not identify with all the feelings described here, that doesn't mean they don't experience anxiety or aren't INFJs. INFJs are often laid-back personalities who place a great emphasis on harmony, making them unlikely to start arguments with others. However, when under stress, they can begin to perceive the outside world as hostile and dangerous. An INFJ may feel extremely defensive when that is combined with anxiousness. In an effort to get them to backtrack and give the INFJ space, they could make hurtful comments or attack with uncharacteristic rage. It could take them some time to realize that their out-of-character outbursts of rage were actually caused by fear and anxiety, and to look for healthier methods to express those feelings. Isolation. Despite being introverts, INFJs require social interaction. To some degree, everyone who's an introvert does this, but INFJ personalities are particularly people-oriented. They may avoid individuals like an INFJ would normally do if they are struggling with anxiety. Even in social situations, anxiety can make people withdraw from other people, leading to assumptions that they are aloof, bored, or unsociable. There is no quick fix for this. It's critical to force yourself to socialize with others, because if they stay secluded, it only becomes worse. Making friends can become simpler as time goes on, especially with the help of a counselor or friends who are familiar with the situation. A worldview. INFJs have a propensity to perceive the world as hostile while under stress. However, they don't always react violently to this. They could instead exercise more caution when attempting to influence their environment around them. Many INFJs already possess perfectionistic impulses, and they enjoy keeping everything organized in their surroundings. They may feel we need to be prepared for anything that might happen because anxiety just serves to increase that. Never ask a worried INFJ, what could possibly go wrong? They have too good of an imagination to not immediately conjure up numerous dire possibilities. Viewpoint. Individuals with this personality feel that their actions are directed externally. INFJs frequently find it far simpler to read others' emotions than their own. Both of those activities are typically more difficult for individuals to do when they are anxious. When a person's mind is conjuring up the worst-case possibilities on how others will see them, it might be difficult to read them because they are in fight, flight, or freeze mode. It is also more difficult to help them process their emotions in a healthy way. Here are some questions that we try to answer if you feel that you are an INFJ. Is INFJ prone to anxiety? Yes. INFJ is the counselor archetype of the Myers-Briggs personality theory. They are deeply empathetic and often understand others better than they understand themselves. They work hard for the common good, commit, and follow through, and they are perhaps more likely than any other personality type to experience anxiety. Is INFJ socially awkward? Yes. INFJs can appear awkward at times or even behave awkwardly, but this is often because of their incredible sense of intuition and empathy. INFJs who have alienated themselves can start to become uneasy in social settings, even though they are capable of being rather charming and outgoing people. Is INFJ a rare personality? Yes. If you happen to fall into the INFJ personality type, you're a rare breed. Only 1.5% of the general population fits into that category, making it the rarest personality type in the world. Can you be an extrovert with social anxiety? Both introverts and extroverts can experience social anxiety. However, being an extrovert with social anxiety can be more intense, as the very thing that they derive their energy from is the one causing them a crippling fear. When extroverts avoid social settings, they can feel lethargic and extremely sad. Is shyness a form of social anxiety? Shyness is considered a normal facet of personality that combines the experience of social anxiety and inhibited behavior, but is also described as a stable temperament. Shyness is classified as a personality characteristic. What are INFJs scared of? Many INFJs, when speaking of their fears, cited fear of abandonment, alongside a fear of opening up to others and allowing themselves to be loved unreservedly. Finally, how to beat social anxiety as an INFJ. Spending time alone will allow you to separate your feelings from the social situation and understand yourself without distortion. Talking to someone can help put those feelings into perspective, since you tend to be alone by articulating them. Reconnecting with your intuition can offer a great catharsis. You have a habit of dropping all your favorite activities when stressed, but you also need time to relax and do whatever makes you feel happy. It really does help to give yourself permission to be with other people and risk a little bit. What about you? What other tips do you have for other INFJs? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.